Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Trading on margin, utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Auvoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
So I'm going to share my screen real quick with you guys, and we're going to get started. So again, my name is Matt Ward. For you who don't know, I'm the VP of Global Sales here at Auvoria Prime. I'm joined today with Dante Lewis, 25K, and he is in Cabo. And I don't know if he'll be able to show his face or not, but that's okay. You can hear his voice, and I'm excited for him to be able to share with you guys as well. So what I want to do is I want to dive in with you guys on a training that I created called the Path to 500. If you've seen this already, it's okay. You're going to want to watch again because I want this training really ingrained in everyone's mind, because every single person that you bring into Auvoria Prime, you need to put them through the Path to 500 as fast as possible. You need to go through it with them. Send to them and say, hey, fill this out. This is something you get on a Zoom with somebody, get on a call with somebody, and walk through it with them and really dream build with them. Help them go through their goals, understand their why of why they're part of Auvoria Prime, help them build their list, and really help them go through the path to getting them in a Visionary 500 Rising Star as fast as possible. If you guys do not know what Rising Star is, we'll go through that here in a minute. It's a new incentive rate that we've created here. It's created a lot of buzz in our company, and it's amazing seeing the numbers of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people in the last 2 weeks since we've launched this thing that have literally already gone and gotten their 3 or 4 people personally. So it's exciting seeing what's happening with the Path to 500. It's exciting seeing the movement that's happening with people running for Rising Star, and I'm excited to get with it. So we're having our next virtual event in April, and I'm going to be really excited to see and celebrate all the Rising Stars at that event. So I'm going to show you guys exactly where to get to the Path to 500. So you got to go to AuvoriaPrime.com/Team Auvoria Events. As you can see right here, Team Auvoria Events. So AuvoriaPrime.com/Team of Events. Where you'll see the download the Path to 500 guide right here. You can come down here and you can see a calendar. As you can see today, we have our affiliate training. You can click on it and it'll show you the Zoom link. It'll show you the time and stuff like that. And then you can come back up here and you can see later on today, which is a perfect time to get everyone on our Discover AP call that's happening today at 2 o'clock Eastern for both US and Europe. Make sure to pack that call out. But as you can see, we're having calls every Tuesday, every Thursday, and every Saturday, Discover AP calls where you can plug your people to these calls, whether in Europe or in the United States. This is definitely something you want to plug them into, okay? So let's get to the Path to 500. I'm going to walk through this with you guys and really just, take some notes. But more importantly, if you have not gone, you can go to the Path to 500 right now by going to AuvoriaPrime.com/Team Auvoria Events, and you can walk through it with us if you would like. While we're going through this, you can literally just walk through it, or you can just watch me go through it. But I highly suggest that each and every one of you go through this yourself and really take some time, and then more importantly, call your personals. Call everyone frontline to you that you've personally enrolled and say, hey, I know maybe you've been here a while. I know maybe that you've haven't really started yet, but that's okay. Or maybe someone has started. Maybe they put in a couple. That's all right. Call every one of them today and say, hey, let's go to the Path to 500 together. Let's really relaunch your business. Everyone should always be relaunching their business, by the way. I relaunched this more times than I can possibly imagine. I'm sure Dante has and Michael have relaunched their business many, many times. You should never, get into that management mode to where you're not building and you're not launching and you're not going on 90-day sprints, right? You should always be going on 90-day runs. And that's how you keep momentum rolling. How you kill momentum is to stop building and to stop doing those sprints and stop doing those runs. That's how you slow down your business. So I'm trying to inspire you guys today to really take time to go through this and relaunch your business and really get after it. And no matter where you're at, no matter how much success you've had so far, you should always be relaunching. So here's the very first part, the path to 500. I put some fields in here for your support team. I think it's super important when you enroll someone to the business that you're not just giving your name and number, you're also giving the names and numbers of the upline support team. It's super important that they always have access to somebody for three-way calls, for questions. You may be out of town. Maybe you're doing something, you're in an event, you're doing meetings, you can't take a call, and they got a hot prospect and they can't get a hold of you. It's important to know that they have other people that they can get a hold of as well. Below that, I put a calendar here. Super important that you just sit down with your newest person and say, hey, here's when our team calls are. Here's when the company calls. Here's when the Discover AP calls are. Plug in your prospects, right? These are all the things that you want to show them on a calendar, exactly what's going on within the week. Below that, I put my goals and my why. So important, guys. I cannot stress enough how important it is to help people write down their goals. If people don't have goals, all they have is a wish. They have a wish list of things that they hope to accomplish one day. They don't have actual goals. And when I sit with someone, and even myself, right, when I'm writing down my goals, I go into activity goals. Activity goals are goals that will ultimately get you to those big goals, right? It's great to have big goals, but you have to have smaller goals, activity goals, to get you to that bigger goal. And so what I do is I sit down and I'll sit with someone and say, you want to go to what rank? Okay, well, in order to go to that rank in this amount of time, you're going to have to go to work. So let's really go into activity, right? How many people are you going to talk to a day about Auvoria Prime? That's a great goal. How many people are you going to get on a three-way call a day about Auvoria Prime? How many people are you going to put through the funnel a day through Auvoria Prime? How many people are you going to enroll every week? Like, what's your goal with Auvoria Prime? How many times are you going to get? How many points are you going to get every week in the momentum pool? That's a great goal, right? These are activity goals that if you follow these activities, that person will go, I'm either doing what I said I would do, or I'm not doing it. So when they come back around, they say, man, Dante, I'm not going as fast as I want. I thought I'd be farther by now. Dante then could go back and say, well, let's go over your goals. You said you were going to make, your goal was to make this many calls a day, contact this. Are you doing these activities? And probably the answer is going to be no, right? And so this is just really a good reminder of what has to happen or what needs to be done to have success. The other thing I have on here is my why. It's super important that someone understands, why did you join Auvoria Prime? And I'm asking all of you today on this call, why did you join Auvoria Prime? Why? I mean, everyone always needs to search in their heart and understand that you joined this business for a reason. You joined this business for financial freedom. You joined this business maybe to retire your mom, or maybe to help out your family. You joined this business for a reason. Why did you join this business? And it needs to come from the heart. I give an example of, sometimes I would sit down and I say, hey, why did you join Auvoria Prime? Well, I want to make $100,000. I'm like, okay, that's not a why. Like, why do you want to make $100,000? So I will start digging. Well, I want to quit my job. Okay, why do you want to quit your job? Because I have no time to do the things that I love to do. I have no time to see my family. I have no time to see my kids play sports. That's a why, right? That's a why. Here's the bottom line, guys. There are going to be days that people want to quit. There's going to be days you want to quit, right? It's okay to be all baller and be like, quitters or whatever. But I'm just telling you, there's always going to be a time where someone's going to say, this is too hard. I thought it would be easier. I want to quit. People are quitters. That's just how it works, right? But so how can you help them and prevent them from quitting? Because those days are going to happen where you're going to say, you know what, you got to have a reminder that says, I'm not going to quit because my why is too big. My goals are too big. And if I quit, I'm that much farther away from my goals. I'm much farther away from my why, right? I'm now pushing farther away from achieving these things because I'm quitting, right? So people have to have this reminder. So what I used to do is I would literally tape every morning and ask my wife. I taped my goals and I taped my why to my mirror. And every morning when I was brushing my teeth, I'd read these things. I would read my goals and it was a reminder. Did I accomplish these yesterday or not? And the second question I asked myself is, am I going to accomplish these today? And then I'd read my why. It was my motivation, right? It was my motivation to be able to be a father to my son, Brock, who was on its way. That was my motivation, to run harder every single day. What's your motivation? What's your why? What are your goals, right? Revisit these today. I inspire each and every one of you. Please revisit these today yourself. We all need goals. We all need a why. We all need inspiration that once, I don't care how wealthy anybody is. I guarantee you Elon Musk has goals. Guarantee you he visits his why. That guy has to inspire himself to, in order to accomplish what he's accomplished. Trust me, he had inspiration, inspired him to keep pushing when he didn't want to, because he's done things that, is very hard. It's very difficult. It's not like he accomplished these things by, just kind of trying, putting his toe in the water. He had a vision, he had a goal, he had a reason why he was doing it, and he didn't let up off the gas. That's the attitude you have to have, is a no quitting attitude. So as I talked about earlier, we created this thing called Rising Star, and how to become a rising star. So all Rising Star is it's for people who want to go fast. I personally, in my business, I learned a long time ago that it's much easier to go fast, and it's also a lot more fun. So much more fun to build your business fast. It sucks going slow. I don't know why anybody wants to go slow. I don't know why anybody just kind of wants to dabble here and there. That's not fun. Dude, watching your paycheck go up, that's what's fun. Seeing people win, that's what's fun. Having your affiliates, start breaking ranks, that's what's fun, right? Going slow is not fun at all. I'm just telling you. So I learned that the feeling and the adrenaline of going fast is in my core being. It's who I am. And that's exactly the attitude you have to have success in life, in anything you do. And so we created this thing called Rising Star for people who want to go fast, for people who are leaders. And all it is going Visionary 500 in your first 60 days. So when someone enrolls and they become an affiliate, the moment they upgrade and become an affiliate, their 60-day clock starts, okay? So what they have to do is they got to go get 4 customers with Access Pass. They have to have 21 points in their 3 organizations, and basically become a Visionary 500. Now, I will tell you this. I was looking at the numbers when I first started here, and I was like, wow, there's going to be people, I guarantee you, that's going to put 6 people on Platinum Passes and go Visionary 500. Like, they'll be like, I qualified for Rising Star my first day. There's going to be people that are going to do that, guaranteed. But then you have to hold it for 4 weeks. So there's Rising Star Qualified, which is when you become Visionary 500. Then you have to hold it for 4 weeks, okay? So for all of you that are brand new, this is something you need to be running for, because what's going to happen is you're going to get a bonus, a Rising Star bonus. You're going to get this beautiful pendant with a diamond in it that represents leadership that you can wear to the events, and you can brag about, how you got this. And this is something that you'll wear for the rest of your life. You're going to get global recognition in our company. We're going to have special Rising Star only trainings and receptions just for Rising Star. If you're not wearing that necklace, you ain't getting in, right? So these are things that you want to run from. Run for, because becoming a Rising Star will follow you for the rest of your career here with Auvoria Prime. It'll follow you, right? And also, there's a saying I always say: the speed of the leader is the speed of the team. Meaning, you cannot expect your team to go Rising Star if you haven't, right? And so the other thing that we did at the virtual event on January 30th is we reset everyone. So all you have to do is go get 4 points personally. Go build 21 points in your 3 lanes, and you can become a Rising Star. Basically, it's going Visionary 500 all over again. If you already have an existing team, all they got to do is grow by 7 points each, right? That's it. So we're already breaking a lot of Rising Stars. This is so exciting. But what's more important to me than anything, is that you are always going to the newest person and helping them achieve this. If you're new on the call today, I tell you, go achieve this. Reach out to your upline. Reach out to the person who got you and say, I need to go to the path to 500. I got to go Rising Star right away. I am not missing out on this pendant, not missing out on this bonus. I'm not missing out on the accolade of being a Rising Star. I need to go Rising Star right away. Next have is income producing activities. This is something that Dante is going to go through here in a minute. But what this is everyone needs to set this up. This is our marketing funnel in our back office. So these are 6 steps on how to set up your marketing funnel called AP Squares. AP Squares is a tool that you can plug people in once you're going through the path that Dante's about to go over with you guys. And it's a tool. So what it is testimonies. It presents, and then basically it'll dump them into our Facebook page, which is our Auvoria results page. And this is where people are allowed to post their results of what's happening with the technologies that we have. And you can, what's called ATM, you can add, tag, and message, which Dante over here in a minute with you guys. Last thing you want to do before I hand it over to Dante, and this is one of the most important things you want to people, is you want to make the list. A list of at least 25 to 50 people who they know want and need Auvoria Prime and what Auvoria Prime has to offer, right? This is something that you want to do with them. I'll say that over and over again. You want to do the path to 500 with them. It's important that they have this list, because this list is who they're going to take through the path that Dante's going to bring on. So Dante, I'm going to turn it over to you, brother. For you guys that don't know Dante Lewis, Dante is one of the greatest leaders I've ever had a chance to work with. He's a joy to work with. He is a leader of leaders. And this man, he's changing a lot of lives. He works so hard for his team and for his leaders. And he's an amazing individual with so much knowledge. And I hope that all of you are definitely taking any distractions you have right now, because when this man speaks, you definitely should listen. So 25K, Mr. Dante Lewis, I'm going to turn it over to you, my friend.
My dude, can you hear me, brother?
I can.
Oh, it's awesome. Well, I'm feeling just super excited and super blessed to kind of just finish off this training. I just feel like you gave us a lot of nuggets and a lot of real talk that I feel like people should make sure that they're listening to and really take advantage of. Two things that you said that I just want to just double down on. The first one being is when for you new leaders or leaders now who have already hit 500 and maybe guiding some of your people now to hit Rising Star, that why, you got to ask the person why at least 3 times. Because that first answer, and it's something that I've even re-experienced as I've been working with some newer leaders in our organization, is that first answer that they give you, I want to make more money, or I need some extra time, when you ask them why they joined Auvoria Prime, why would you even want to be a customer of Auvoria Prime? Okay, well, I just want my money to grow. Why do you want your money to grow? Okay, because I realize now that the only way for me to be free is to have my money working for me. Oh, wow. Well, why do you want to be free? Oh, well, that way I can now have more time to travel or spend time. You know what I mean? You got to go deeper a few levels. So don't just listen to that and take that for granted and then take a BS answer that somebody's going to give to you when you ask them why they're a part of this business. Don't take that. You need at least 3 levels deep when you go why. And then 2 is the list. Matt, when you just went over the list again, reminded me of a story when I first got prospected into network marketing, or my second time being in the network marketing business. I was in college and I met a guy. I was at a party and just met a guy out randomly and was talking. And I didn't know this at the time, but he wrote me down on his list as he was building for another company. And I only met this guy I'm talking about 3 to 5 minutes. It was nothing serious, just bumped into him at a party. And then 6 months later, I ended up bumping into the guy again. And he invited me over his house and he showed me a presentation. And then I ended up joining his business, and I ended up bringing 50 people into his business. Now, what's interesting is that gentleman, he and my roommate in college had actually known each other from their hometown. So when I became a partner in his business and he was telling me to write my list, he even showed me that my roommate currently at the time was on his list as well from when he first launched his business at back home and had never joined, but he was still on the list. And now that I was in the business, I actually went and closed my roommate in the business, which now was both in the original person's business, which is crazy because it all started from just the list and him having everything documented. So he could show people that, hey, listen, number 9 on my list didn't join for 2 years, but number 82 joined and ended up bringing number 9. It was just so powerful to see what happens when you really write those names down and you really stay on top of it. So if I could really just double down on some of the things that Matt said, that would absolutely be it. So you can scroll down a little more, Matt, and we can just go into some of the income, the IPAs that we need to be doing out here to smash Rising Star. The goal for one, I congratulate everybody who's on the call right now, because you're showing that right now you're more committed than everybody else that's in the company. For you to show up on a Saturday afternoon call to really learn, to develop, and to grow is exactly where it is that you need to be. You need to hear about Rising Star and need to see this path to 500 over and over again until you at least do it, because you can't teach anybody how to do something that you have not completed. So I know that some of us have some big goals when it comes to Auvoria Prime's compensation plan, but it really starts with you hitting Rising Star and Visionary 500, and then you can go and duplicate what it is that you've already done. I've seen too many people go and try to start duplicating something that they have actually not completed. So what I told Matt, the leaders in Impact, I told him, I say, hey, listen, if you haven't hit Visionary 500 yet, you don't need to be going over nobody's Visionary 500 plan because you haven't done it yet. So how are you going to tell somebody to do something that you haven't done? You need to go and find your nearest 500 that's above you, your nearest upline that's at least a minimum of 500 right now. And then you and your new people need to talk to that person who's actually completed the task. And I guarantee that you'll get a much more realistic expectation of what it is it takes for you to be able to get there. But when we talk about what we're trying to do, you're exposing people to our incredible products and our services. And again, right now, you need to go send this link to somebody, because I'm not on here for play. I'm not on here for a joke. I'm literally on here to change every life that is under the sound of my voice right now. And I pray that you're taking notes. So something that we do in the Impact community as well is that when there's a call going on, you go and you put OTC in your own group chat. So whatever group chat that you're in currently, go put OTC in there. And what OTC stands for is on the call. And it shows the other people in your community what leadership looks like. And what does that look like? That's showing up to the things that are going to help you develop and to get better. It's beyond key. It's beyond important. And you want to make sure and take it as a responsibility to bring the individuals that you have in this organization onto these calls, and to let everybody else know in the organization that you're showing up while they're out hungover right now, or playing, or just probably still waking up for some of them, all of that. You're here. So when it comes to inviting somebody to what it is that we have here at Auvoria Prime, it's really simple. Like, a lot of us, we overlook how simple this is, because we think that sharing a business with somebody is not being a human being. It's like a robotic process to where it has to be structured in a certain way. Like, every time I share the business with somebody, it's never exactly the same, because no human being that I meet is ever exactly the same. So at the end of the day, the core things are to really just be excited and to have your own authentic story. And the best part of what I love about Auvoria Prime is that it's based around our products working. So everybody on here should have, at a bare minimum, a bronze. But if you are smart and serious about your business, you need to be a silver customer. Like, because at the end of the day, we're talking about diversification. So if you're not being an example of diversification, how do you think you're going to attract people in your business who want to diversify? It doesn't make any sense. So the first thing you need to do is make sure that you're currently using our products. And then from there, you have, even using our products for 1 week, you now have a story, or you now have something that you can share, something that you can be excited about when you're introducing a AP to anybody. So for me personally, I always like to lead. If it's a person that I already have a relationship with, and this is a super nugget for anybody here, the quickest way, especially if you live in America, and if you don't, you can still use this as well. For me, for anybody that I know who is not like awkward or uncomfortable, I'll ask them, what bank do they use? Like, that's my quickest peek, is, hey, what bank do you use? And make it kind of seem like maybe, and again, leaders will teach you what they read in network marketing books, but they won't tell you what they actually really do out here in the mix of prospecting. So those are things that I really do. So I'll ask somebody, what bank are they using? And they'll tell me, I'm using PNC, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, whatever bank. And then I'll ask them, do you know what your bank is bringing you back per year on the money that you have in there? And they'll usually say either they don't know, so they say, nah, not really, I don't know, or they'll say it's nothing, under 1%, whatever that is. And I'm like, what? You're not getting any money off the money you have? Well, if I can show you something that can do a few percent a month, would you be interested? And that right there is so powerful, because a lot of times y'all are just running around slinging your product in people's faces, but you're not allowing them to realize that they're in a problem right now. You only make money in business when you solve a problem. So you have to understand that your products and services solve a problem for people that sometimes they might not even realize that they're experiencing right now. It's like everybody's walking around with a broken leg, and you have a cast that you can give to them, but people don't even realize that their leg is broken. So what you want to do is get them to realize, okay, well, something go, whoa, my money's not growing. And now that's an easy way to say, well, if I had something that can make you some money with your money, would you be open to it? Now, like, you have captured like they already ready to sign up from that point, but now you walk them through the process correctly, and you can do this successfully. And most people have their money in banks, and most banks aren't doing anything with it. So it's a very general way that you can get to the point of, hey, your money's not growing for you, or if they have a way that their money is growing for them, ask about it, learn, you know what I mean, and see what they have going on, and then show them what it is that we have. But your invitation, it's never going to be the same every time, but you want to be authentic. You want to share, you want to be excited. People can feel energy. I've met people that have been here in Cabo, and sometimes I don't even know what they're saying, but I could feel the energy of how they're saying, how they're saying it, and it draws me to them. And now I might go buy something from them, or I might go, you know what I mean? Because I'm just like, wow, like this guy's excited. I like this guy. You know what I mean? I don't even know why I like him. He hasn't said anything to me that I understand. So, but it's just the energy, you can feel that. So when you reach out to somebody, or you text them, or you call them, or you send a voice note, or you see them in person, and you're asking that question, and then it gets to the point where you talk about what you're experiencing, be excited. Don't be uncomfortable. Don't make it awkward. At the end of the day, we're all human beings. So for presenting, I think this is key as well. In the beginning, while you're on your path to rising star, you need to lock in this word right here, and you know it anyway because you're trading. The word is leverage. You need to leverage the experience or the resources that have been created for you here in Auvoria Prime, the resources that we're doing every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday with our Discovery AP calls. You need to leverage that. For me personally, and my own recruiting, I find it because we live in a now society, we live in a popcorn society. So people want the information now. So if I reach out to somebody and they're interested in that moment to kind of learn about what's going on. That doesn't mean that I'm going to go and me personally present them the business. I've actually found it works better when you bring a third party into the situation, or you send them an informational video as opposed to trying to be the expert, especially in the beginning. Because in the beginning, you're not an expert. There's no way to be an expert in this space in 2 months. It doesn't happen like that. But you can be great at leveraging the information and the resources that are already available to you that AP has created. So the funnel that you see in your back office in Share Auvoria, and I'll be honest with you guys, I'm using that funnel right now in the AP Squares video. It's actually in my bio on Instagram. And Instagram is one of my fastest ways to be able to bring in and expose people to the business. And that funnel works really well. This is literally from my own experience. I get emails all the time from people signing up or people going through that funnel in my Instagram bio, and now they're in that follow-up process. So that video that's there for the AP Squares is good because it shows that people are excited. It shows that there's really not much detail about what's going on. It's just a lot of excitement from people from all over the world, and that energy is real. Like energy is just as real as Wi-Fi. Like I promise you, you can't see it, but it's there and people feel it. So you want to make sure that you leverage and you take advantage of that. So you want to utilize the funnels in your back office under Share Auvoria for when somebody says, okay, well, I want to learn more information. Like, what do you have? How do I learn more? Okay, well, if they said they're open to the opportunity, then what? You hit them with the classic line. Everybody knows this. Matt knows this. It's the if I would you. It's like one of the most classic lines in network marketing because it's really effective. And what does that mean? If I'm prospecting Tom and then Tom says, hey, listen, well, I'm open to learn about how I can make more money. Like, what happens next? Like, my next statement is, if I send you a video with some information, would you watch it? I don't send anybody any links because they said they want to know more. I don't send anybody any links because they DM me on Instagram and they said, how do I find out? No. I need a commitment. So I say, if I send you this information, because it's not a guarantee that I am, I'm having like a little bit of exclusivity there. So that way they don't feel like I'm just at anybody. Even if I've talked to 1,000 people, I'll still say, if I would you, so that individual that I'm talking to will take it serious and be like, all right, you know what? Well, if he does that, yes, I will watch the video. And that is a value exchange as opposed to a favor. See, some of y'all running around like, can you please try the software? Please, it'll help me out so much. Damn, I hate all of that. That's just such bad posture, and nobody is going to be attracted to that. You got to understand that what you have is valuable, but you express that posture when you're talking to people and and again, this is basic stuff. If I would you don't need to be a rocket scientist to start using that. Try it out 10 times this week. Get somebody open the AP and then hit them with the, if I send you a video with some more information, would you watch it? And then you wait for the yes. And then once they say yes, now they've committed to watch the video that you had. Like, it is so, you know what I mean? From that point, it's so easy. And once they get exposed to the information, then you get them set up on their demo account and go through that process. So obviously you see activation is your first step is here to enroll. You enroll them, you get them set up on their software. Priority number one is we're creating a community of people who are using the resources that we're using. It just makes sense to also sell them. 85% of my organization, I believe, is just customers. People are just using the product. Now, the 15% are the ones who are really smart and understand that life isn't just about me and the money it is that I'm making, but I can help other people and still position myself in a better position in life. So I think that is very powerful. And then once you bring somebody new on, you want to get them attached to the vision of path to 500. You want to get them to see how big this is. And again, it might not be day one. I'll be honest. Like sometimes people come in and they just want to see the software work and put some live money in, and then 2-3 weeks go by, and then it starts to make sense as to why this is incredible, because they think that it's hard in the beginning because they're unfamiliar with it. But if you're the bridge from what makes them think that, okay, well, this is hard, and then they go through the process, they're like, wait, I'm set up in 30 minutes? Like, what? Oh, my money. Whoa, I made X amount percent this week. Whoa, like that was easy. And then they start to see themselves being able to do that for other people. So even if, let's say, maybe not in the first week they're ready to go and break out their path to 500 and start launching, but week 2, week 3, after their account has grown a little bit, where really when they go live and they're committing to put live money in there, that's a great opportunity to get to make that switch and say, well, listen, you're putting live money in this, so you're showing that you really believe in this by putting your money here. You wouldn't be doing it. I really think that, and you explain it, and something that I use as well is really showing people the numbers and showing people like long-term stuff as far as like a compound calculator and what that looks like when you add money to your account over time. And again, you can't use these things obviously to bring new people into business, but once we're just having a conversation about what your money's doing, it will make them more excited once they see the end. It's like it's like a validation, you know what I mean? It's like when you begin with the end in mind, it's like seeing the compensation plan and you see legacy at the bottom for 250K. It's like, wow, like, okay, I'm going through some struggles to get to 500. I'm going to, okay, it's okay. I can see the end in mind though. So I can make decisions about where it is I want to be in the long run, as opposed to what's going on exactly in front of my face right now. And one thing as well, I didn't touch on, my bad, but I want to touch on just the ATM method. ATM is my favorite way of following up. I think that it is super effective. I had a guy out here in Cabo, Matt, it's a gentleman out here. His name is Aaron. Me and Aaron went to high school together. So I've known him since 10th grade. Aaron has never done any businesses with me, but we've been friends on Instagram and Facebook this whole time. And he told me yesterday, because I'm out here in Cabo, so I linked up with him. He said, hey, I was going through, he said, man, I've been in the Facebook group you're in now for like 2 years. And the other day, he said, I couldn't stop myself but go through and watch the interviews that you guys were doing with people. And it was so incredible to see people and to hear people talk about how simple the software was, how they didn't need a whole lot of money to be able to use it, and how they were crushing it with it. And this guy, I haven't talked to him about the business in months because I've stopped prospecting. I'm over it. But I allowed the system to drip on them and to see what's going on. And now he had gone and researched into the Facebook group, messaged a couple of people. And now that I'm here, he's ready to get started and ready to launch. But it's like, it's so crazy because, and when I first started this business, and this is me launching in Forex and all of that a few years ago in 2017, he was looking at the things that we were doing as, oh, that's a scam. Well, I couldn't see myself doing that. Or that's not like Dante and them, or you know what, I'm really annoyed by what it is that they're posting. But during that time, I knew where it is that I wanted to be. I knew that I was eventually going to be making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, that was real for me in 2017 when I started building. So what I want you to do is to make, that's why Matt said, put your why on the mirror, put it in your car on the steering wheel so you can see it. So that way the reality that you're looking for becomes real to you before it actually happens in the physical. And that's what you like. This is, if we go back to the conversation that we had when I was speaking in Nashville, just to talk about how your thoughts and you understanding that this is a reality for you, that you can hit Rising Star, that you already have hit Rising Star. It hasn't just caught up to you yet. Like, once you get that, it'll happen so much faster. That's why Matt said he likes to work in speed, because he gets already what the end goal is. So now the only difference for me and him and his goal is how fast that he's willing to work right now to go get it. So that's why it's easy for him to say, I love working fast, because he clearly gets what the end goal is, where it is that we're going to be. So I want you to remove yourself out of your situation today and think about where it is you want to be. Think about what it is. What does Rising Star really mean to you? What are you going to have access to now when you hit Rising Star? What are some of the things that you're going to be able to do with that? How much money you're going to be able to add to your Forex account? You're going to be able to now pay for your subscription without even having to tap into money that's in your own bank. Like, you're going to be able to now at Rising Star, you don't even have to pay for the software no more, and you're bringing a check in every month. Like, that is powerful. If just from a software perspective, to not have to pay that 120 or that 220 every month, and then use the extra money to leverage maybe in your account, pay some bills, pay some, like, that's powerful, especially on where you're at in the world. And I really, really think that that is incredible. So Matt, I feel blessed to go over this information with everybody today. I wrote down a couple of nuggets of some things that have really helped me in my career, just as far as networking. And I love to share a couple points with you guys, but I just love this energy that we're in right now. And I'm hoping that everybody got a lot of value out of the call today. I think that Matt had a great breakdown of just what it is that we're doing here. And Rising Star needs to be a priority for you. Like, I will have now, if I hadn't hit Rising Star yet, I would have Rising Star all around my room. That way I think when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I think of is like, okay, what can I do right now to get to Rising Star? And it's just very powerful. But again, this is all personal choice. choices. Your decision to go hit Rising Star or not is not going to stop the goals that Matt Ward and myself have for this company and this vision here at Auvoria Prime. It's really a personal thing for you to decide if you're going to align yourself with this vision. We're not waiting on one human being to decide if they're going to do this to create the vision. The vision has already been created. So it's like whoever's going to be a part of this or not, that's just what it's going to be. But this is your opportunity now to align yourself with the wave that's happening. In the words of Matt himself, that you want to start swimming as hard as you can before the wave actually hits. That way you can be a part of all the energy and the force that's happening. So I'm super excited. I'm super grateful to be here with you all today. I hope you guys got some value out of today's call. Matt, I'll swing it back to you.
Awesome, Dante. Thank you so much. I hope you guys got a lot of value out of what Dante had to say, and what a great training today has been. But listen, none of it matters if you guys don't implement it, if you guys don't take action. The company is going vertical right now. It's amazing what's happening in Auvoria Prime, in the world of Auvoria Prime. But as Dante said, it's up to you. Are you going to be a part of this wave? Are you going to be a part of the growth? Are you going to be a part of this story? One of the greatest things about network marketing that I can say is I love the fact of being a part of something bigger than myself, being able to be a part of something that's changing people's lives. And that's what we're a part of. We're a part of a life-changing company that's changing thousands of people's lives around the world. And the question you have to ask is, are you going to be a part of it? Are you going to be a part of this momentum? Are you going to look back 12 months from now and say, oh, thank God, I put on the blinders and I had my goals and I had my why and I didn't let anything get in the way and I went for it. Thank God, right? Be that person that said, thank God I did, instead of, gosh, I wish I did. I regret sucks. I've seen it so many times on people. I run into them at an event a year later and like, man, I was right there with you guys and I didn't run. I didn't take the leap of faith. I had too many distractions. I had things in my ear, telling me that, I'll wait until the company's good enough, or I'll wait until everything's perfect. And, and I got all these distractions happen in my life and I didn't run. I regret it. Don't be that person that has regret. Don't be that person that says, I wish I did. Be the person that says, thank God that I did. So thank you guys so much for being on this call. We love you guys. Let's go out and crush it this next week. And I cannot wait to hear your guys' story at the next event. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.